So before we begin, is there anyone new to Yin? Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, okay, cool. So this course is going to take us through 5 weeks, 5 elements. So the practice of Yin, on a physical level, we're working with the fascia, the connective tissue. So if you're someone that is pretty active, Yin is the complete opposite to that. So we're going to be in longer holds. We'll be in the holds between 2 to 10 minutes. It works the same way, a little bit like acupuncture does. Instead of using a needle to stimulate into the connective tissue, we're using passive holds to stimulate into the connective tissue. So just like the muscles get tight, connective tissue can also get tight, but this is the most beneficial way to release into that denser, knotted connective tissue. The philosophy, it's sort of embedded with traditional Chinese medicine. I'm going to guide you through a little bit more about that each week. Some of it can sound a little bit wishy-washy, and that's sort of why I wanted to do this course, to give you a sort of better understanding of the elements of what it means to each of us and how we can implement that into our lives on a day-to-day basis. So we'll get going. We're going to start just lying on the backs when you're ready, so coming straight onto your backs. As you come onto your backs, if you prefer the legs extended or the soles of the feet on the floor, just finding a place that is comfortable to you. I should also say that because we are going to be in these holds for a little bit longer, it's really important that we work towards an edge. So that edge wants to be around a 3 or a 4 out of 10. So 10 is you're on a stretcher on your way to A&E, 0 is you're in a salt bath. So you want a sensation. That sensation might be uncomfortable, and that is okay. If at any point you feel pain, please come out of the pose and come to what we call a rebound. And that rebound can be any place, a neutral space, maybe on your back or on your front, just somewhere that requires no effort to be. And before we drop into any shape, just allowing the eyes to close. So you make that transition, that shift from everything that is going on externally, and allow our awareness to drop internally. Noticing how you're landing today. Does a particular feeling arise? Does a specific part of your body come to your attention? The philosophy of traditional Chinese medicine begins with the yin-yang theory. Everything is energy. And where there is effort, there must be ease. Where there is day, there must be night. Light, there must be dark. And by giving ourselves permission to drop into this container of introspection, of stillness, we open up the opportunity to draw in a little more balance within ourselves. We're going to begin this journey in the elements in the season of spring. And in spring, the particular element that is dominant is woods. It is a time of deep expansion, deep growth. And there's a sort of urgency amongst the natural world as everything begins to bloom. And if you imagine somebody telling you to stay inside at this time of year, it'd be normal to feel a sense of anger, frustration. It is a time of doing. It represents our ability really to take action. So as you drop into this space, just noticing if you're holding any tension within the physical body, and if so, are you able to soften? Are you able to release? Relaxing through your jaw, relaxing your shoulders. Allow yourself to take the action of releasing. So if you know particular control of the breath, but just allowing it to ebb and flow, to take in and to release. You'll breathe in for a count of 4. And exhale for a count of 4. Just finding that natural rhythm, breathing in. And exhaling, letting go. Inhaling for 4. Exhaling for 4. Feeling the belly expands. Feeling the belly soften. And just allowing that breath to be soft, to be steady. To bring your awareness back into the very tips of your toes, the tips of your fingers. Maybe just invite a little bit of movement now, rubbing the fingers together, moving the toes. You might take the arms overhead for a full body stretch. And just draw the knees in towards your chest. So as you gently hold either the shins or the backs of the thighs. Feeling that space and that length run along your spine. Good. And then we'll just very gently bring the soles of the feet to the floor, about hip width. Taking the hands by the sides of your hips, you're going to push down through the feet. Just lift your hips about 1 centimetre away from the mat and then place them over to the right side of the mat. And then extend your legs and reach your feet towards the top left corner of your mat. So you create a sort of curve shape in the right side of the body. We're going to reach the arms overhead and then reach your fingertips to the top left corner of your mat. So you create a bit of a banana shape. Could always hold the right wrist with your left hand. And then think about dropping the right hip down towards the floor. So you're making that big C shape with the arms reaching over to the top right corner and your feet to the top left. Nice. You could always cross the right ankle on top. Nice. We're going to be here for around 3 minutes. So beginning to feel that length through the right side. Whenever we enter a position, taking as long as you need to find that space. A place that where there is no pain. There might be a slight sensation. Observing any parts of your body that may be naturally tense, naturally holds. And if you were allowed to let go 5% more, what would that look like? So the liver is the body's main organ for spring. It wants to grow and it wants to evolve. And its priority is energy flow. It represents our ability to be creative and to follow our dreams. And the two personality traits associated with this particular organ are anger and flexibility. It's an energy that doesn't like being held back. It's often loaded with expectations. When this particular organ and meridian line is out of balance, tension and anger can sit within us. Especially when it's not processed, it may sit within us for years, maybe dormant, only to arise in the most unexpected situations. So just gently bringing your awareness back into your breath. Using your breath as your anchor back into the conscious experience of your body. And as we move in and out of these positions, really see if you can notice and observe any sensations, maybe physical, maybe mental, maybe nothing at all. Know that that in itself is an observation. As you very slowly just begin to release your hands, taking your arms by the sides of your hips, and then gently bring the legs back in line with your hips, and then just pause there in that space in between. Know that everything that is said, everything that is offered is just an offering. Some things might resonate and some things might not. Allow yourself to be curious, physically and mentally. As we make our way to the other side, just gently bring the soles of the feet to the floor. And then if you just take the hips over to the left side of the mat this time, and then walk your feet to the top right corner of your mat, and then reach your arms overhead towards the top right corner of your mat. Again, depending on this feels, you might cross the left ankle on top of your right. you might take hold of the left wrist and just gently encourage it overhead. Where there is yin, there is yang. And with every meridian, there's always a counter meridian. And we have the liver and the gallbladder. It's a small pear-shaped organ beneath the liver. And this meridian supports the liver in our ability to feel supported when making decisions. And being able to choose intelligently. Indecisiveness and being easily discouraged are signs that this meridian might be out of balance. Struggling to maybe take action and stick to goals. And also overburdening ourselves and extending ourselves instead of delegating tasks. So questions of reflection. Do I have dreams and visions? Am I able to be creative? Do I have confidence to show my anger? Can I respond flexibly towards unforeseen events? And am I able to adapt to new circumstances? I have about 30 seconds left here. Are you able to soften? Are you able to release? A fraction more, would it change the shape? Maybe dropping a little deeper to your edge, maybe backing out a little. Just taking 3 more breaths here. And again, very slowly, very intentionally, just beginning to make your way back to a neutral shape. Observing any sensations, any pulsations. So from here, we're going to just very gently draw your knees in towards your chest and then roll towards the left side of your body, coming into the fetal position. Nice. And we're just going to be using this to pass through. We're going to use the right hand to very gently just press you all the way up. We're going to come onto the knees and we're going to make our way to a child's pose. So taking the knees to about the width of the mat, bring the big toes together and then just gently send your hips back towards your heels, walking the arms forwards. For anyone this feels a little bit tight in the knees, an option to take the bolster underneath on top of the calves. And it just bridges the gap between the hip bones and the heels.
Feet. Yeah, that's helpful.
Yeah. I'm here for just around another 2 minutes. There's a quote by Gabor Mate. He said, "What the mind suppresses, the body expresses." When we're working with the connective tissue, what's different is a lot of our nerves run through the connective tissue. So not only is it impacted by physical exertion, but also mental, and we're holding on to too much. As you drop in here, just allowing any thoughts, any feeling, just let the breath passes in and out to pass in and out. Looking for that edge between a 3 and a 4. It may be uncomfortable, but not a pain. So you bring your awareness back into your breath. And letting the breath be the guide back into the conscious experience of your body. I'm going to slowly begin to move into a tabletop position. So from here, if you just shift the weight forwards and just bring the shoulders over your wrists, the knees underneath your hips. Nice. Then we're going to take a bit of an active rebound now. So if you just allow the belly to drop, roll the shoulders back. And then as you exhale, chin to chest, rounding through the back. Moving just through a few cat-cows. So allow the energy to move through the body. Inhaling to open. Exhale to contract. We'll make our way through to a more neutral spine. We're coming into sleeping swan. You might know this is pigeon pose. So we're going to slide the right knee towards the back of the right wrist. And then wiggle your toes towards your left wrist. Good. So the leg wants to be sort of diagonal to the top right corner of your mat. And you're just going to slide the left knee back a little bit here. Now if this right sit bone is up in space somewhere, if you slide a block underneath the sit bone, it's going to keep the hips nice and neutral. And then we're just going to fold over that right shin. And you can always use the bolster here sort of as a prop for the head. You want to try and keep the head rounded. Option 2 is deer pose. So if that feels a little bit sticky on the knees, you can bend your back knee both at 90 degrees. And then you're going to fold over the shin this way. It's the same thing, it's just a little bit kind of on the knees. And the target area here is the outer right hip. If you're not sure, if you're feeling any pain, let me know. And by giving the head a place to rest, it just allows the nervous system to soften. Take as long as you need to find a place that you can drop into stillness, and then see if you can commit. Releasing the need to change or do. Observing any resistance. That resistance might show physically, perhaps even mentally. You're able to soften your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists. So we are over halfway. If you need to make any adjustments, maybe you could drop a little deeper towards your edge. There's a little bit more space there. Maybe you need to slightly back out. Maybe stay exactly as you are. Let's take 3 more breaths. Especially as we move into the more denser fascia. When we come out of these shapes, it can sometimes feel like you've aged about 10 years. You land. So we slowly come out. So you're just going to very slowly use your hands to lift the chest. If there is a block underneath the sit bones, if you slide it out of the way, and then we're going to drop onto the right hip, and then swing your left leg towards the front of the mat. So the left leg comes forwards and then just bend the right knee. We're going to miss out the rebound on this one and come straight into a sort of counter shape. So right knee bends, left leg long. If you grab hold of your bolster and just place it long ways along the left leg. And then we're just going to twist slightly towards the door. Your left elbow is going to rest on the bolster. If the bolster is a little bit low, you can always put a block on top of it to give it a little bit more height. And then just drop sideways over the left leg. What you do with this right hand is up to you. You could reach it behind you, you could take it over your heads, or you could rest it in front. And the target area is the outside edge of the right side of the body. And if you can, maybe support the head with the hands. Yes.
See what you do.
Yeah, so you want a bit of a sensation through this right side body. So you can take the left leg out a little bit more, can sometimes help. Yeah. So, again, you're looking for that sensation between a 3 or 4 out of 10. If you feel like the sensation's a little too deep, there's a little bit too much effort involved maybe with this right arm, feel free to change it up at any point. Nice. We'll be here for 4 minutes. If you feel like there is a little bit more space, again, maybe you don't need the block or bolster. You can drop it all the way down. So we're predominantly working into the gallbladder meridian here. It's one of the longest meridians in the body. It runs from the head all the way down the side of the body, down the side of the legs to the foot. Now you might feel it predominantly there. There might be other sensations going on, maybe in the groin or the leg. approach the final minute here. Again, just observing if you could change or alter anything. If there's any places that maybe you're holding that you could release. Three more breaths. Very, very slowly, if the arms overhead, just bring the hand down in front and then slowly coming back through to a neutral spine. Good. We're going to rebound in Shavasana, so coming straight onto your backs, just extend the legs and then come to lay completely flat on your back and just pause there for a moment, just allowing the spine to neutralize. When you're ready, just allowing any movement that feels good here. Maybe a full body stretch on knees into chest. So be prepared to take that. On the other side, we'll draw the knees in, gently rolling to the left side of your body, and then just slowly use the right hands to press you back up to a tabletop position. We'll take it on the other side, so left knee slides towards the back of the left wrist. Know that this time might feel completely different. So you wiggle the foot towards your right wrist, and then either a bolster or a block underneath the left sit bone if it's in space, and then folding over the left shin. And you might fold over the forearms, you might sort of drape the body over a bolster. Do pose as option 2 with 2 knees bent, and then folding over the shins this way. Your shin, so fold towards the posters on the mat. Keep it there.
Yeah.
And then the bolster. Feel that in the outer hip. Again, if you're not too sure, if you feel any pain, especially in the knee, let me know. Looking for that sensation physically in the outside of the left hip. and you yield, could you release? Little more here. Notice any places that you're tensing or holding, or notice if you're striving. We are over halfway. You need to back out a little bit. If you could drop a fraction deeper. If you could let go 5% more, how would it change? Take 3 more breaths. I'm curious this side, are there any imbalances maybe in comparison to the other? As we slowly begin to make our way out of the shape, looking the hands back. Again, if there's a block or anything under the left hip, I'm just sliding it out of the way. As you slowly bring the right leg towards the front of the mat. So as the right leg comes forwards, take it sort of slightly out to the side, and then take the bolster along the long side of the leg. And then take a gentle twist towards the wall, and then you're going to take the right elbow and just drop it onto the bolster, and then reach the left arm up and over. You might hold the back of the head. If that doesn't feel too good, you could let the hand drop in front, or reach it behind you towards the right hip. And just letting the head be heavy. And you're looking for a sensation in the left side of the body. And the side might be different. Allowing the eyes to close. And allow yourself to drop in. Every time that you feel that your mind's just elsewhere, just noticing those thoughts and then bringing it back to the physical body. Where is the deepest sensation? Can you soften around that area? So bring your awareness back to your breath without the need to change or do anything too soon. And then very slowly and very gently just coming back through to neutral. Very gentle. Nice. We're going to come straight onto our backs when you're ready. So just extend the legs and then coming straight to that rebound of corpse pose. Again, just feel and sense any sensations perhaps running through the left side of your body without expectation. have that one final position before we make our way to Shavasana. Is reclined butterfly. So you're gonna need your bolster, and we're gonna take the bolster long ways along the mat. And then if you just bring the bolster right up to the lower back, and then lean back onto the bolster and make sure that the head is supported. If it feels quite intense in the lower back, you can sort of decrease the angle of the bolster by bringing a block underneath where your head would be. 2. And then if you just bring the soles of the feet together and then allow the knees to drop out to the side. And that way we're just going to stimulate final time into the liver meridian through the inner seams of the legs. Hands can rest by your sides. Take them out a little bit. Opening through the front line of the body. Allow gravity to do its thing. The universe shaped you from earth. Inside there is an old tree growing, moulded by the generations before you. Through lightning, rain and storm, it continues to flourish. Trust in that inner wisdom within you. Trust that rest can bring your goals closer. And as you would with a child, hold patience and tenderness in your hearts. Coax from within the union of heaven and earth. The world carries you. The stars accompany the journey. The darkness has grown absent now. Let stillness be the teacher. Presence is the lesson. Trust in the process that brought you here, and the promise of awakening it holds. So for some of us, this might be where we stay. If you feel like your time here in the shape is done, when you're ready, very gently, if you just bring the legs together, bring the soles of the feet to the floor, and then rolling over to the left, to the right sides, off the bolster, and then just slide the bolster from underneath the spine. And we'll come all the way onto our backs into a final resting shape, Shavasana. So if you want a blanket over the legs, if you wanted, sometimes taking a bolster underneath the knees can be quite nice just to lengthen out the lower back. You could always use the bolster as a cushion for the heads. There is nothing more to do. Allow the whole body to soften and yield. Systematically from the crown of your head to your toes, just begin to release every muscle, every bone, every cell. Let the energy of your body relax. And I'll guide you out. So very gently, just guiding your awareness back. Sense the density of your bones, your muscles. Feel the surface of your skin. Notice your breath, notice your thoughts. In these next few moments, taking whatever you need, whether that is a few more moments of stillness, whether that is a gentle deepening of the breath, or inviting any movements in. And when you feel ready, eventually we'll draw the knees into the chest and roll over to the left or the right side into the fetal position. Just pausing in that in-between space before very slowly and very gently making your way back to a seat. And really take your time. You might close down the eyes as you arrive. And just notice whatever you notice. If there are any places that you could soften, you could release a little bit more. If it feels right for you, gather the hands to Anjali Mudra, prayer at the heart center as we bow the head to the heart. Closing Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste. Thanks, guys. Okay.
Thanks.
If anyone's got any questions or anything, any feedback or anything, please come to me. If anyone had any experiences or isn't sure on anything as well, please speak to me. Yeah, thank you. Take your time getting on.